maybe even insulting. While there are some sound theological explanations for the problem of pain, I've learned that none of them make the pain hurt less. The truth is, the question of pain and suffering is much more than academic. It's not just a theological issue that you debate over your lunch break. It's much more personal than that. You have gone through pain. You're going through suffering, and you want more than answers. You want some hope, a reason to keep hanging on. Not long ago, I took my 3-year-old daughter to the doctor to get shots. It's one of my least favorite things to do, especially at that age, because she's old enough to know how much it hurts to remember the pain, but she's not old enough to really understand why it's happening. She's too young, too immature to fully comprehend why her daddy would be letting her get poked with needles. And even though I'm not the one doing it, she knows I'm the one allowing it to happen. As we drove to the doctor's office, I tried a number of tactics to try to ease her growing fears. First, I told her, "Macy, your pain has a purpose." And as she screamed from the back seat and tried to jump from the moving vehicle, I listed the potential consequences of not getting this shot, but she didn't seem interested. She didn't want to know why this pain was good for her. I tried to tell her that it wouldn't last long, that the pain would be over soon. It would only last a moment, but she's 3. She lacks the perspective of understanding that it'll only be a few seconds. We get to the doctor's office and we sit in a waiting room, and she's still yelling. She's still trying to escape, and I just grab her, I wrap my arms around her, and I sit her on my lap, and I whisper in her ear, and I say, "Macy, Daddy knows how you feel. I have to have shots sometimes too." She took a deep breath. She calmed down. She took that stuttered breath that people sometimes take between sobs, and she looks at me, and she asked to see my Band-Aids. I said, well, I had to take the Band-Aids off, but I showed her where I'd gotten shots in the past. And she seemed to be at peace. Somehow knowing that I knew how she felt, somehow that made all the difference. The book of Hebrews says that Jesus is able to sympathize with us in our pain. So when Jesus says, "I know how you feel," these are not the words of some shallow politician. He knows what it's like to suffer all the hurt that this world can throw out. When he went through the excruciating pain hours before his crucifixion, it meant that no matter what pain I go through, my pain is understood. And when I look at it that way, and that makes all the difference.